Very good afternoon to every one of you who joining us. Just a little announcement to make. We'll be starting our webinar slightly later at 1:05. So the first part will be Jun will be sharing the webinar. So he will share some interesting insights. I think will be more than what shares during the Netflix session that we have earlier on. So and then another thing is next week I'm doing next 2 weeks there you can see that the announcement there won't be any weekly US market outlook, not because I don't like to do this. I want to take a break. It's because I have a national service call up starting tomorrow. So I'll be on reservist leave for 2 weeks. So if there's, I know some of your audience are not Singaporeans here. So what's that? Is basically I need to go back for the yearly mandatory thing that the Ministry of Defense has already is part of the Constitution. So I have no choice. Hokkien so will be it. Okay. So but if you do have any question, drop me an email. If I can reply, I will definitely reply you guys. All right. So sit back and relax. Thank you very much. We'll be starting our webinar slightly later because of earlier on there's some delay in the SG weekly update by research. So just give us a moment. I will be starting slightly 5 minutes earlier. So we want to wait for more participants. So I seek your understanding for that. Thank you very much. And so some announcement made next 2 weeks. There won't be any US webinar outlook um, due to the fact that I'm going for reservist for the next 2 weeks. So will be cancelled. So I'll see you back on 2nd November, and then yep. But any questions you have on the US market, feel free to drop me an email or go to the Stocks DMB website. So do take note that my reply may be slower a bit. All right. Thank you very much. Yeah, we'll be starting in another 5 more minutes time. Just give me a moment. Thank you. Yeah, actually we are starting at 1 p.m. But because just now there was a delay in the SG webinar, so we are waiting for more participants to be in first, and then we'll start in 5 minutes. All right. Pardon me. Apologize for the long wait, and then we'll start in soon in maybe around 2 minutes. Thank you. All right, thank you very much for coming in. So sorry for the long wait, and then my deepest apologies. As for the some technical issues, we are unable to start the Facebook Live. So if your friends are on Facebook, let them know, please. We are very sorry for the technical issue. So another short announcement to make is next 2 weeks there won't be any technical analysis. I mean the webinar. As I will be going for the service training. There's mandatory military training that we have record yearly for any male Singaporean. So yeah, too bad. Apologize for that, and then I'll see you back on 2 November. So without further ado, we'll start our webinar portal, and then I'll pass my time to Junrong. He'll be sharing some interesting insight on the US webinar. All right, thank you, Junrong. To you, thank you.
Okay, hi everyone. Thank you for joining me here today. Do give me a while I share my presentation slides. Okay. Firstly, I apologize because I think my background there's some construction nearby here. I hope you can hear me. If not, do raise your hand. Then I'll try to speak louder. My apologies for that. Okay. So now I'll begin the US weekly webinar. Okay. So first part. Okay. If you were to look at the past week, okay, you can refer to this Bank of America research. Okay. This information may be slightly harder to get. Okay. But some of the fund flow highlights. Okay. That is stated for the past week. You can see that actually all these fund flow are actually more of the larger players. Okay, they are like in terms of institutional investors or like mutual fund, this kind. Okay, so you can see that there are actually a huge inflow of amount is going into government and high yield bonds. Okay, as compared to equities. I mean equities there is sorry. I mean equities there is still some inflow. Okay, but majority of the inflow is actually to government and high yield bonds. So in this case, how you look at it could be, how I look at it is that in terms of this, there could still be a more cautious approach, okay, towards going into equities. Okay, that is normal, right? That is normal, considering that we are going into a US election. And also, personally, I'm still a bit skeptical on Trump's health. Okay, why so is because Johnson, he actually took a few weeks to actually recover. And his age is younger, right? As we know, Trump is more vulnerable in terms of his diet and in terms of his age itself. And Trump is able to recover within these few days, and he's even planning to go to Florida, okay, for a US election campaign to rally supporters. So I'm not too sure how this will turn out, but of course, as of now, I still remain skeptical. Okay, it could be that the all those treatment could be working on him. Okay, this one no one knows for certain. Okay, but from the fund flow wise, we can see that they are still going to government and high yield bonds. Okay, high yield bonds is in a way considered safer as compared to March April period, is because the Fed has come out and say that they will support pricing for high yield bonds. Okay, they will do asset purchases. So in a way, all this has started to gain traction. Okay, of course, we see that 1 billion went into gold. Okay. Goal wise, I believe that personally, okay, every portfolio should have some form of goal. Okay, why? Because going into next year, if you are looking at more fiscal spending from both Biden's campaign and also Trump's campaign, right? Okay, having more spending, it will actually more spending in the economy will actually have pressure on the US dollar, and gold is a good hedge against inflation. Okay, so if you believe in that way, okay, then which I personally believe, then you should have probably some form of gold in your portfolio. Yeah. And also REITs, okay, this is mainly for US REITs lah. Yeah, but for us, if you want to buy into US REITs, of course we have to consider, because we will have to pay a 30% dividend withholding tax. Yeah. But in terms of REITs, probably the Singapore REITs will be more attractive in this way. Yeah. But the last point, which is interesting, is that financial stocks, they continue to see they continue to see inflows. Okay, which could potentially point that the bottom could have been the near-term bottom could have been established for all these banking stocks, especially considering that we are going into the earnings season. Okay, and this week we do have a lot of financial banking stocks which are releasing their results. Okay, so this is the overall highlight. So the take is that things are still being cautious. Okay, but it's still a cautious approach. So you can have some risk exposure to the market. Okay, but probably you may want to consider some risk of approach. Okay, in terms of COVID-19, okay, it has actually hit 2 months high. Okay, as you can see that there is an uptick in recent weeks. Okay, 2 months high. The worry thing is that whether this will evolve into a larger issue. Okay, I believe that there could be a potential. Okay, why? Is because currently there is still no federal mandate. Okay, for the people to wear a mask. Yeah, so it's not like Singapore. When you didn't wear a mask, you'll get fined. Okay, US, they do not have this enforcement, so it's more of an encouragement kind of thing. And that when there's encouragement, it's a question of whether people will really follow, right? Okay, so that is worrying. Okay, another one is that going into the winter season, that will be end of the year. Okay, after the US election. Okay, usually winter will be more deadly. Okay, for the flu season, which in this case it should be more deadly in terms of COVID-19 situation also. Okay, but how it will impact the economy, I believe that there will not be any nationwide lockdown as we've seen in March. Okay, because that will be too damaging economically, and the US economy cannot afford to have another nationwide lockdown. So there could be some form of a mobility restriction. Okay, but ultimately a nationwide lockdown, I will not see it coming. Okay, but definitely if we have a huge surge in COVID, it will definitely affect the pace of economic recovery. Okay, when you have restaurant, not cannot operate at full capacity, all these will impact businesses. So it all will fall back onto the fiscal stimulus that which is currently still on a stalemate. Okay, in terms of the US election, okay, we see that the second presidential debate, which is scheduled for 15 October, is cancelled. Okay, and but the 22nd October debate remains. So that will be the last debate, okay, before the voters will vote on the 3rd of November. Okay, so of course, when we talk about debate, right, personally, having no debate is actually beneficial for Trump himself. Okay, because I mean, his performance in the first debate was not very informative. Okay, but in terms of his stance and his approach, I think he's doing it right. Okay, his approach is to really be the louder one. Okay, to overshadow Biden. Okay, because that probably in terms of content wise, he may not be as proficient to bring it across as compared to Biden. Okay, so in terms of his stance, he's doing it proper. Okay, but having a cancellation, will definitely be beneficial for him, right? Because subsequent debate, they are thinking of muting off the microphone to prevent all those kind of interruption kind of thing. Okay, so ultimately, I believe that it's beneficial for Trump campaign. Okay, he's still going to a rally in Florida. Okay, which is a key battleground state. So why is he trying to he's still sick. Okay, why is he trying to go to Florida to rally vote? Considering his own health condition, right? Because yeah, if you see through the previous seminar on the U.S. election, okay, so he showed that Florida is actually a very key determinant. Okay, because if Trump were to lose Florida, okay, his chances, or rather his chances of getting re-elected, okay, is greatly reduced. Mm. Okay, then of course he's thinking of traveling to Michigan and Pennsylvania. Okay, but that one is still being considered. Is nothing confirmed yet. Okay, as we know, key highlights for this week. Okay, we will be looking at the earnings season kickoff. Okay, if you look at the expectation for earnings growth, okay, this one is in terms of EPS. EPS is earnings per share. Okay, if we look at the forecast, okay, of course, things still remain highly uncertain. Okay, why is because usually on a 5-year average, around 100 companies will come out and issue their guidance on their EPS for the quarter. Okay, but of course, this year due to COVID, only 69 companies came out and issue. So things are still highly uncertain. Okay, companies are still not sure how things will turn out. But ultimately, optimism still remains. Okay, why? Because out of these 69 companies, okay, 23 issued a negative one. Okay, but 46 actually came out and issued a positive EPS guidance. Okay, and if you were to look at the previous past few quarters, their EPS expectation. Okay, for quarter two, the market is actually, they are factoring a very huge negative scenario, but ultimately it turns out better than expected. Okay, so that's why for this Q3 itself, okay, some of them were thinking that okay, things may not be as bad for the companies itself. Okay, and then the important thing will be on the next slide, which is in terms of the sector's sentiments itself. Okay, so since the start of Q3 2020 until now, okay, now we already ended Q3 2020. Okay, we see that for financial sectors, okay, which are all your banks, they actually have the highest upward revision in terms of expected earnings. So this is an indication that previously they have been being too negative on the sector itself. So now they are thinking that okay, things is actually not as bad. So they are trying to revise it upwards. So you can see that a lot of those major banks like JP Morgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, all these they are actually having a double digit EPS revision. Okay, so personally, if you ask me on my views of the financial sectors, right, my own personal take is that the banks are attractive, okay, on a valuation factor, okay, and the bottom could already been over. Okay, the bottom could already been established for these big banks. Okay, but this is mainly when you buy into banks is mainly playing a waiting game. Okay, why waiting game is because you have to wait for the economic recovery to process. Okay, which in this case could drag on for a long period of time. Okay, the Fed actually projected it to be around 2023. Okay, but ultimately, I believe the bottom will be established. Okay, and moving into next year, if we are looking at a potential mass production of vaccine in early to mid 2021, or if you are looking at in terms of economic recovery, okay, so all these could be potentially beneficial for banks itself. Okay, and in terms of utilities sectors is quite worrying. Okay, it's quite negative. Okay, they actually have adjusted for a very huge decrease in terms of expected earnings growth. Okay, so earnings season, yes, it will start tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll see some huge names such as JP Morgan, Citigroup, BlackRock. Okay, Wednesday will be Bank of America, Wells Fargo. So of course, as normal, usually we'll start off with all the huge banks. Okay, so in the view of their expectation, okay, all these banks are in a way expected to show some form of recovery and to do well in terms of and to perform better, okay, in terms of their expectation previously. Okay, of course, next one, Netflix wise, if you attend the Singapore session, okay, I'm so sorry, this is basically a repeat of the Netflix. Okay, so bear through it with me. Okay, so for Netflix wise, yeah, we all know that they offer monthly streaming subscription. Okay, 99% of it is on online streaming. Of course, the other 1% is that they are still renting those kind of DVDs. So they are still delivering DVDs to your house, but this is mainly in the US. Okay, and that business ultimately it will die down because there is already a shift of a subscriber towards online. I mean, because who still want a physical DVD, right? Okay, so ultimately 99% still on their online streaming. Okay, a majority of it is from the US and the Canada region. It's around 46, 47%. So this is actually their largest market. Okay, because they started there. Okay, they have a huge base of subscribers there. Okay, it is their largest market, and also it delivers the highest average revenue per user for Netflix. Okay, but as compared to the other region, like if you're talking about Europe, Middle East, Africa, okay, it takes up around 31% of streaming revenue. Okay, but all this outside of US, okay, the average revenue per user is actually lower. Okay, it's actually lower. Why? Is because Netflix tends to want to use a lower price strategy, okay, in order to try to attract a subscriber. Yeah, but in terms of the US, we have seen them raising price quite a number of times. Okay, but even if they raise price, the US subscribers are still willing to remain subscribed. Okay, mainly because the content they provide, okay, is very niche, right? Okay, so the investment thesis is that international expansion will be its next stage of growth. Okay, we are already starting to see it. Okay, just by looking at the growth rate, right? Paid subscriber in terms of international region. So international region are those areas that is outside of US and Canada. Okay, so it includes like APEC, it includes Europe, Middle East, Africa. Okay, so the paid subscriber in international region have actually grown by 5-year CAGR of 42% compared to US Canada of a 12%. Of course, you can argue that US and Canada they have a much larger base, right? Yes, okay, but as of 4Q 2019, okay, the revenue churned by the international region have actually overtook that of the US Canada. And currently, as of the latest quarter, it actually accounted for more than half of its revenue already, around 53%. Okay, so in a way, just now I mentioned that they have this lower price strategy of trying to attract subscriber base, right? So they offer their product at a cheaper price. Okay, but you can see that the volume of subscriber that they manage to churn out, okay, has actually more than offset the impact of the lower ARPU. Okay, ARPU is average revenue per user. Okay, has already more than offset. Okay, and currently they're actually boosting a very strong revenue growth. Okay, why in a way this signals that past few years Netflix have actually a targeted strategy. So in terms of different region, okay, they are actually coming out with different niche content to cater to that region itself. Okay, they are also partnering with many regional channel providers. An example will be they are partnering with Comcast, okay, to distribute their Netflix content in terms of the Comcast. They have a set-up box. Okay, they are also partnering with a lot of gaming device like your PlayStation, Xbox. Sometimes they are able to access to Netflix content, so you can actually watch all these film on the devices itself. Then of course, I'm sure all of us are more familiar with like smart TV, right? Smart TV. When you buy it, they already have the Netflix icon inbuilt in it, so you just have to subscribe it and you can just watch Netflix on your TV. Yeah, so all this in a way, it shows that their targeted strategy has been working, as shown by the strong growth in the subscriber base. Okay, of course, in APAC itself, APAC is its strongest growth market. Okay, in APAC, they are targeting a lower price and mobile only subscription. Okay, so you can only view Netflix content through your mobile. Okay, they have tested it out in India. Okay, it has actually gained a huge group of a subscriber. So in a way, we foresee that by applying this strategy towards other APAC countries with similar characteristics as India, which is like, in a way, a relatively lower income, but also higher mobile streaming usage. Okay, this will continue to gain traction, okay, and to further boost their growth in the region. Okay, of course, if you are talking about pipeline, okay, some investors may be worried that Prime Video, okay, Amazon Prime Video has more content than Netflix. Okay, yes, okay, Prime Video does have more, generally more content than Netflix. But if you look at Prime Video, I mean, a lot of content is in a way, it's old content. So all these films actually came out like, probably many years ago. So what they are doing is they are buying the rights and then they just filming it. They just granting you access to it. But all these are in a way relatively old movies. Okay, if you just look at the new movies, so new movies are those I brand it as, in terms of releasing only in 2020 itself. Okay, so just this year. Okay, we can see that Netflix actually have around 459 brand new content. Okay, which is almost twice of Prime Video, and of course dwarfing the rest of its other competitors. And in terms of exclusivity, okay, almost all of this content is exclusive, around 98%. So exclusive means that you can only access this content through Netflix itself. Yeah, so in a way, Netflix it may has lesser content than Prime Video, but it has more fresh and new content. And I believe that these fresh and new content are the ones that will attract people. Because if you want to watch old movie, I mean, online there are many other websites that allows you to access it, right? Yeah. So in a way, I believe that this will allow them to maintain their competitive edge, okay, as compared to these other competitors. Okay, and some people are worried that there's delay in content production, okay, across the media industry. Okay, that is a valid concern. But in terms of Netflix, the management guidance is that the total number of originals means their own in-house film that they produce. Okay, for 2021 will still be higher than 2020. Okay, which seems to suggest that all this delay in content production is relatively short-lived. Okay, and should actually have a minimum impact on its churn rate moving forward. Okay, of course, if you look at the SVOD market, okay, SVOD is a subscription video on demand. This is mainly all the online streaming players. Okay, if you look at the SVOD market, Netflix actually have a huge lead over the other players. Okay, of course, SVOD market, I believe that it's not a zero-sum game. Okay, so what I mean by this is that consumers are able to subscribe to different streaming services, okay, to access differentiated content at reasonable pricing. So on the far right, you can actually look at the SGD equivalent pricing. So it's in a way it's relatively cheap. Okay, for 1 month you just need to pay maybe at most. For 1 month you just probably need to pay maybe $10, to access one streaming services. And if you go to watch movie, you go weekend, you go watch movie one time, it's already around $13 already. So for this one, I will believe that it's relatively cheap already. So definitely there will be people who subscribe to different form of services. Okay, and if you look at the number of subscriber, right, Netflix have a 62% more subscriber, okay, than the second largest streaming player, which is China's IQE. Okay, so in a way, there is actually a huge lead presented for Netflix itself. So why is this case? I would say that first they have a first mover advantage in this streaming space. Okay, now of course it also have a large international presence. Okay, which allows it to form a partnership with content providers for content distribution. Yeah, like if you look at IQE, Tencent Video, it may not be as popular or ingrained in terms of other parts of the globe other than China itself. Okay, so this is where one of the competitive edge for Netflix actually lies. But of course, the key risk, okay, key risk is that Netflix, they, other than their own content that they produce, okay, they also depend on external providers for content. Okay, they actually license some streaming rights from external content providers. So in the event of any loss, okay, we may see they may have to limit their content library. Okay, we see this when Disney decided to launch its own streaming service, Disney Plus. Okay, so straight away after they launched, they ended their distribution agreement with Netflix. Okay, so in a way, Netflix started to lose access to several popular content. Okay, if you are looking at Toy Story, if you are looking at Toy Story 4, or you are looking at a sequel to Frozen, okay, you cannot access through Netflix. You have to go to Disney Plus. Okay, so this will remain a risk for Netflix. And despite trying to shift away from licensed content, they are trying to aggressively produce their own in-house content to differentiate themselves. Okay, but the percentage of a licensed content still currently, okay, it still remains high at 58%. Okay, but the decline in the percentage of licensed content seems to have stagnated a bit. So so that will be a key risk, because if they are still heavily dependent, then if more people start to shift into this streaming space, they will just cut off all these licensing agreement with Netflix in a way. Okay, another key risk will of course be is you have to keep investing in producing differentiated content. So in the case of like for example Singapore, okay, Singapore, they have to try to attract Singaporeans. They will try to acquire certain streaming rights for Singapore films. Okay, like, and probably for India, they'll try to tune their content, okay, to suit the certain culture, okay, and to suit the certain language. Okay, so they need to keep investing to produce a differentiated content. All this has actually weighed on its free cash flow for the past few years. Okay, so currently, even though they are having positive free cash flow, okay, but that is because content production is being put off. Okay, content production is being put off due to COVID-19. Okay, but now when economy is recovering, okay, all this will be the free cash flow will continue to decline, because they will start to invest. All this content production will resume. Okay, currently it's still less of a concern. Okay, because as long as your paid subscriber can grow faster than your content spending, so it shows that your content spending is reaping results, right? Okay, but risk will surface in the event whereby the reverse occur. Okay, in the event that you spend so much but your subscriber actually fall, right, it could mean that your content investment is not as efficient anymore. So that will be a potential red flag, okay, for Netflix. Okay, for technical outlook, I'm sorry, I'm not an expert, so probably this one I will later probably Weiren when he's going through the TA portion. Okay, if you are interested, you all can ask him for his view on Netflix. Yeah, but for technical outlook, the main point that we have is that to buy on a correction. Okay, potential buy limit is at around 458. Okay, take profit 585, stop loss 390. Okay. Okay, and with that, I will pass on the time to Weiren for his technical outlook.
Okay, thank you, Chinrong, for your very strong, insightful sharing. Okay, so today I'm going to just go through the market outlook through the lens of technical analysis, and then you can realize that stimulus talk is the key. I think Chinrong has covered it just now during election talk. So yeah, so I think stimulus last week he says, Trump says, oh no, I'm not going to sign anything. Then after that he said, okay, I can consider that. So that really moved the market. So I think right now it's almost like guessing Trump what he's going to say, and then Trump analysis is strong right now. So first part, disclaimer, I think I'll very fast go through this. If you need any strong advice, need to make any decision, please look for licensed financial advisor. This webinar, both me and Chinrong is totally on sharing and educational purpose. It's not for strong advice. All right, and then the next one is my trading view is based on my own personal view. Does not represent PhillipCapital in any capacity. Thank you. So what's the quickly go through what's the three okay, so I forgot to update this title, so pardon me. Yeah, apologies for that. So anyway, stimulus stock is a key to market, like what I mentioned just now. Range from positive to stock to negative blockade. So I mean now currently what's the consensus is that prices is we are very strong right now. Okay, so because of the stimulus stock, I think stimulus is going strong right now. There will be definitely you pass through the House of Representatives and the Senate and the Congress. But hey, we still have President Trump there. I'm wavering, not decisive enough, and then I don't know what. So futures, the next part, futures showing great upside last Friday. This morning it has a correction, but right now, as of last check during Qigong session, futures have really, the Dow futures has really gone up, and then the Nasdaq as well. However, the threat of correction is still on. I mentioned last week that there's a risk of expanded flat or running flat. Means that market Dow will definitely reach an all-time high, break the 2020 this year high, and then after that you will just carry on. So without further ado, let's move on. So pardon me that because I have an issue with my new PC. That I can't sync with Bloomberg while working at home. So pardon me that I can't come up with the top 11 stocks, but however, I will just go straight into a Q&A later on to explain further on what's the technical outlook of certain stocks. All right, so back to Dow Jones. Dow Jones has been doing great. I think we did have a upside that we mentioned last week that we definitely going to have upside after breaking this resistance level. It may be weak, but trust me, today going to have a very strong upside, probably to 2,900, and then after that we will see price going to hit extended flat target correction, or even more than that. So it may be like 30,400 and 500 in the November region, and December that will sell out. Why December? If you look at, I think June we have one correction, and then September we have one correction down, and then March definitely the strongest one that we have over here in March. And then yeah, so every first month of quarter that we have a correction. So November after the election will be the key, and then election years, normally the fourth election year of the first term of the sitting president will be normally the very strong upside that we can see. But despite the COVID-19 outbreak, and then yeah, and it take us by surprise that we have really reached the bottom. All right, so next one is the daily chart. So if you do remember this chart that I've not shown this for weeks, but it's still kept within my system. So it's because that I believe that everything, all right, from the early on alongside slides and then to this, we are looking at for ultimate long-term target at to 33,389. So whether it correct at 30,000 back to support, and then therefore or it just break and then goes up all the way, I think in long term we are looking at 33,389.33. All right. So this what I have. So 1, 2, and then we have a third target. So if this target is being broken, then we will likely to have a extended wave 3. So we'll be very strong. We will go beyond 38,000 in the longer term. All right. So let's move on. And so sorry, too fast. New PC. Pardon me. Okay, so S&P 500. I think last week we WX. The X is quite small, so the X will be shifted here at the bearish bar, and then right now we are currently going meeting new high. 3,006 region definitely will be invalidated. I won't say definitely, high chance of invalidation, and then reach the extended flat target at 3,007. I remember that I think before the sell down in September, I think in end August, I mentioned that S&P 500 is definitely hitting 3,700. So I think I'm going to stay true to that despite the correction downside. All right, so whether it's a flat or extended wave C, we are looking a very strong rebound in the 3,000 region in the longer term. I would say midterm. All right, midterm as in maybe it's next year after the presidential election on January, and then I think December we'll have a correction ready, and then rebound that after January. No matter who is the president, that's my consensus. I mean, I look at the chart. I don't care who is the president. I think if Lee Hsien is the president of the United States, I also will think that the market will vote accordingly. So why? Because I think the big boys are the one that control um, the market. So, but what I can say that with me and Junrong is that we can agree that price on the short term will definitely take long higher. All right. So S&P 500 daily chart, what is that? Okay, Ichimoku. So I mentioned that I shared with you Ichimoku that I think where there's a downside, but prices quickly recovered. First of all, it didn't break the Senko Stanley, so therefore we cannot confirm the Sanyaku Gokuten death clause, 3 death clause downside. So definitely, I think right now we are on the upside now. So we resume the upside, but the process is I think the process is because Ichimoku Hosada Sensei says that the sequence of 1, 2, 3 must be in sequence. So the first one is the crossing of the Kijun Sen followed by the upside of the Chikou span. Then after that we will see that price must stay above the cloud. All right, I will break on the top. So in this case, right, I won't say that there will be a positive 3 golden cross. I forgot the Japanese term, so yeah. So, but anyway, this will seem like this is a correction. And then once prices make higher, Chikou span is going to definitely be elongated and then pierce through the upside, and then we carry on the uptrend. So Senko span A and B has crossed but remain flat, especially Senko span A. So we are looking at midterm. We are looking for flat. All right. So ranging flat. So yeah, we are kind of there. All right, because I think we are still below the 3006 region. All right. So move on. This will be my last slide. So I think Nasdaq nothing much changes. Prices remain on the upside as well. I think we are looking to test resistance zone 1. Despite the Nasdaq 100 is still ranging because it has broken up the uptrend line. If we break this resistance line, then after that we will see a new uptrend. So extended wave B, extended flat, whether it's extended flat and then it goes all the way after after maybe it has a correction over here, then goes all the way to wave C is 123.6. Otherwise, it's going to be 11,500. Why? Because it will be a potential running flat as well. Running flat is very rare in occurrence, but once you have a running flat, I think the wave 3 is going to be strong. All right, so I'm guessing running flat or expanded flat. Either way, do look out for these 2 levels in the long run, and then we will see a strong upside. All right. So with that, I end off my presentation. So that's a shout out. If you need a Password Outlook webinar, please drop us an email at financing. So today live is not on today webinar is not on Facebook. So please kindly drop us an email if you require today's session, repeat of today's session. All right. So we'll be uploading on YouTube, I think, with a dedicated link. So do email us if you wish to revisit or rewatch today's webinar. Okay. So anything, go to Stocks BNB page, and then right now I'm going to all right. So I'm going to share my next screen. All right. So I'm going to go straight into Q&A right now. All right. So go on to the first question. Will be on. Okay. So before I go on, I think I would like to say that okay. So this the one I did. I think those who follow me on TradingView that I recently I think last week last week that I made this comment that it will be a triple zigzag. So in either way, just now one of the wave analysis I shared 2 already. So this will be the third one. So in any way, whether is it a corrective flat or any flat, or expanded flat, which I shared on the weekly chart few webinars ago. I think we are looking for potential upside, and then there will be a sell down. All right. So this will be my some sort of like my analysis on that. All right. So let's see if it play out as a triple zigzag. All right. So okay. So I move on. Okay. So I touch on gold first. All right. If you allow me. And then I'll go straight to Square, Tesla, and TBOC, which Mr. Zan actually asked. Okay, so to update Gold last week I mentioned that there will be upside but not very strong. And then I'm looking for a longer correction over here at this blue. Let me just okay, this blue zone. Okay, this support zone, so that we are looking at a potential longer term rebound from there instead of immediate spot action. But if you go on the spot action, you make some money, congrats to you. All right, but anyway, expect some resistance over here between 1939 to 1959 for gold. And then therefore after that we will expect a correction down, and then we will form a 5-way triangle. Otherwise, if this region is broken, next immediate level we will definitely see price going to break 2000 level. All right, that's how strong gold will be. All right, so the next one is, I think dollar is definitely going to be weakened. All right, yeah, okay, so thank you. So right now I'm just going to straight to the analysis part or Q&A. All right, so I think okay, so Square has been going very strong. I think Square, like firstly, I mentioned that the inverted head and shoulder definitely be invalid. Will have high chance of invalidation. Head and shoulder failure rate is quite high, but I think sometimes we do notice. So in order to confirm head and shoulder, I think we need to break off the neckline, which is highlighted over here. So in this case, I think Square has already reached a new high. I think will Square continue to edge higher? Depends. But I think today there will be a strong gap up. All right, today. Okay, so it invalidate the tweezer top, and then followed by a harami with a shooting star, and then up and the upside. So, but the momentum seems to be slowing down. But nonetheless, look out for any strong upside as well. All right. So if you look at the weekly chart, based on the weekly chart, I think Square has made a very strong. I think the third wave. So if you look at that, I think let's see if the third wave has been completed. I think yes, 1.618. Yes, third wave has been completed. Some sort has reached its target, but since it has gone down a lot, I think we are seeing that in the midterm we'll see target $220 to $260 region over here at the extension level of wave 2. Why is it so? Because it may be an extended third wave. Okay, so extended third wave, you can look at it 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, and then A. There will be A, B, and then C. I mentioned that this is an extended flat in the past, and then but potential extended flat, so you reach this target. But anyway, it's become a running flat instead, and then price rebounded. So this one will be the first wave, second wave, and then it will be a sub wave. Let's look at that. All right. So 1.618, 2.618, we face some correction back to support line at 17, probably 117.44, and then we'll rebound to the fifth wave. That will complete the first wave, first sub wave. This is a sub wave for the sub wave. All right, that's for Square. And then Tesla is interesting. I think Tesla, we are definitely looking at a very strong upside. Okay, I think Tesla, I have, okay, it's over here. So Tesla, you look at that, I think there's an inside bar, larger pennant. We are looking for a stronger upside. Definitely, we are looking for a break at 462, 487 first, and then subsequently we're seeing a price going to pass $500, which is stock split is around $2,000 region. I think this is like a post stock split prices, right? So yeah, we're seeing a price going to pass higher in this sense. So once 452 and 462, sorry, that's how we 461. Okay, take it at 461, 466. This resistance level is being broken, then we will see a temporary upside. All right, next target will be $500 definitely. All right, that's for Tesla. And then TDOC. All right, before I go on, okay, so just limit your question to actually 3 stocks per question. So if you list more than that, then I'm going to answer the first 3 that you listed. Otherwise, it's being fair to others. All right, thank you. So TDOC, I think we face resistance over here. So we expect price, or based on price action, we expect some correction downside. All right, this is the one that I'm looking at. First is because, okay, let's don't look at the Fibonacci level. 230 is being rejected 1, 2, and twice. All right, so shooting star confirmation, bearish candle. Like rising wedge. Yeah, so definitely we are looking at, it has already broken out the smaller rising wedge. So definitely we are looking for lower downside. You want to say that it will be definitely ranging, and then there's a lower low, and then there's like a descending triangle. So if this level don't hold at 181.41, then definitely we are seeing more further downside to the lower end. But I think price is going to test lower low at $199 to $200 region. All right, that's for TDOC. Thank you, Daniel. Okay, so the next one will be Tesla, Apple. Daniel will be Tesla and Apple, and then Alphabet. So Tesla I've answered. So right now, why don't we go to Apple? So Apple, where's my Apple? My苹果. Okay, so Apple, looking at corrective, I think it is quite similar to the S&P 500 and Dow movement. So we're looking for ascending triangle over here. Okay, definitely today is going to have a breakout to the upside. Where is the immediate target? You may ask. I will say that is over here. The immediate target will be here. All right, at between 129 to 131. Okay, so ascending triangle, and then next thing is we see that the steep falling wedge has already been broken. All right, and then what we're looking at is price is actually looking to test the high of the level. So if you can look at it, it's like inverted head and shoulder. After a downside, inverted head and shoulder, and then buy stop 117. If once broken, we'll be seeing a strong upside to this level. All right, we're testing this resistance zone at 129 to 131.19. Okay, that's for Apple, and then Apple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The first wave has been completed, so we are looking for either this A. Let me see. Either this 0A, B, C. Sorry, I need to change my setting. What? A, B, C, or this is C over here, B over here, and then A over here. Whether it's ascendant flat or what, it depends on the action. So I would say that I would prefer a running ascendant or a running flat, a corrective flat basically, or for Apple. All right, then the next one will be Alphabet, Google. So Alphabet. Okay, Alphabet, we are looking at a strong upside, and then definitely we're going to see price going to test upside on the upside. So these are fifth wave. Same thing as Apple, but one thing is we need to see 1545, 1566 region. Will it be tested or will it be rejected? So if rejected, then we'll have a very huge head and shoulder. We will see correction going on the downside. All right. So that's for Google. So Google, in a sense, we are more cautious. So if this is being rejected, then this one will be like a very strong it will be like a standard corrective wedge pattern light. So otherwise, just let it play out. All right. But definitely on the longer run, on the short term, sorry, you'll be on the upside. All right. So thank you, Daniel. Okay, then thank you. So next one will be Fastly. Oh, Fastly, I love Fastly. Okay, so Fastly is I did make a calculated risk on Fastly. Let me find. Okay. Okay, let me see what's on Fastly. Okay, I think it's recently. And I will Walmart definitely is higher. Okay, let me see. So okay, never mind. Okay, let's go to my page. Let's search it. This will be better. So Fastly, I think it's a very classic example of head and shoulder can be failed. And then another thing is I think that after multiple attempt on the if either is very rangy. First, either it break below here or break on the top here because the top has been tested multiple times as well. But why I decided to take this buy trade is because there's a pattern and the Harami pattern within it. So it actually went up very high. Despite a correction, I think we are looking for further upside to $130 minimum. With a tonight, we'll cross $130. All right. So that's for Fastly. So Fastly, we definitely going to see on the upside. No more correction. I think even there's a correction, it will be a very minute correction. Okay. All right. And then L-Terex. Okay. Let me see. L-A-L-T-E-R. Oh, yes, there is it. Okay, so Alterax, I think I did this before. Okay, Alterax, I think upside correction. So this definitely is C is over here already. This a running flag definitely. A B and then C strong upside and then if this level is being cleared, I think 153 and then next target is definitely going to clear RB. All right, because the shooting star means that there's a selling here. Next day, last Friday, price decided to rebound and then attempting to cross further. All right, there's some sell down in the shorter time frame in the last hour. So therefore, I think there'll be some slight correction today. Open at the lower and then price is going to push all the way up to 179 to $180 region. All right, okay. So that's FRX. Okay, thank you. Okay, so Odobe and C Limited. Okay, so let's see. So Odobe, I think very strong upside as well. Okay, so let me remove all my points. So Odobe, I think last week I mentioned that as long as price is going to clear above for this support region, 470, I think price is going to go on the upside and then test the support zone, resistance zone at 525 to 531.95. Reason is because I think that is forming a panel. So let me sorry. There'll be definitely a panel. All right, and then there's this. All right, and then price is going to hit that level. So price is definitely going to test this region. So that's now is so let me repeat, is around 525 to 533 for 25. That's the region that will be tested. Okay, so but there is also pre-condition. This level at 503.14 must be broken. Showing whether it gap up. If it gap up, then you'll be a breakaway gap. It'll be a very good indication. Breakaway gap is my favorite because it's a very strong indication of a strong upside. All right, but if it correct and then within a few moments it filled up, then you'll be exhaustion gap. So please be careful about that. And then yeah, price is going to definitely going to break up and then go straight above. Okay. So next one will be C limited. Okay. Okay, C limited upside definitely very strong. I think you can do a spot buy for this. Yeah, sorry, must see. So it's definitely going to be I mean sorry, pardon, because I call C limited is like C, so yeah, we activated. So pardon me, apologies. All right, so support region. So 165.52 has broken up, price tested, and then rebound back again up. So tonight, definitely there will be a strong upside. Okay, so if you want to know what's the target, ideal target, then you can use the Fibonacci extension level. 2127 broken, there will be 183.99. That's the immediate target that we're looking at for C limited. Okay. All right. So thank you. So next one will be Baba and Nvidia and JD.com. Oh, good choice. Baba. Initially, Baba, I call for my report. I call for a correction back all the way to buy over here 241, but there is a strong likelihood that it may not go here in the short term until here. So Baba is very strong despite a sell down. It rebounded close above the high at 298, and then is now but it's still closing below $300 psychological level, $300, and then price is actually at it reached high of 302, but it closes at 299.74. But there's a high chance that you close back, you'll return back to $300 tonight. Reason I like to use this example. So it will be the Hong Kong. Hong Kong actually has a very strong engulfing pattern, light pattern at the resistance line, but today it just decided to show that have a bullish candle. So if by 4:30 p.m. or 4:18 p.m. I would say Baba has a very strong bullish candle over here, then definitely Baba is going to have a stronger upside tomorrow. So let's return back to the Baba. So Baba has a very strong upside, definitely. All right. And then I'll go JD, and then I will go to Nvidia. All right, Ray. So JD.com, same thing. I think this resistance level that is not yet met. I thought last week we met, and then correction before we rebound, but I think we are looking at a strong upside to the support the resistance level. Okay, and then we are looking for a correction down after we reaching upon the resistance level. Okay. The another thing is we call a rounding bottom over here. So should there be a short-term correction, something like this? So let's see, if we reach here, a short-term correction by a minute correction wave. All right, chances are it will be a cup and handle. Although it's an uptrend, but I still think that is going to be a very strong correction. So a cup, rounding bottom, handle, cup and handle, you'll definitely goes again very strong on the upside. Okay. So if you look at the indicator, let's look at RSI whether is there any like strong indication. I think yeah, it's going to it has already crossed the 60 support level. So it's now standing at around 61.56. So safely I can say that it's slowly approaching the oversold level as well. So we look at the stochastic. Same thing, is slowly going up to the oversold zone, and then after that there will be a correction, and then after that there will be a strong rebound. Okay, so sorry if there's a request if I can use a white screen instead of black screen. Okay, I will change it. All right. Okay, so ultimately you all still like the white screen. So sorry guys, because I think I changed it because I want to have a new look. But today, let me see if I can change the background. Yes, appearance. Sorry, what? Okay, here you go. This is like my white background, and then after that, but the background will be black. So I will change it if you like. But if give me a heads up if you find this okay. All right. So let me see. Okay. All right. I see more people. So ultimately, okay. I'll take note. I'll use a white background instead. All right. Okay. So but I need to change this into black. Okay. All right, so yeah, where was I? JD.com. So yes, this is the one. Right. Okay. All right, so JD, and then last one I go to Nvidia. So Nvidia upside, it has Nvidia has reached my resistance zone. Okay, now let me find my rectangle. Okay, so this is my resistance zone, and then tested once, but it's still very much in a range environment. So if but I'm guessing it will going to break higher after minor correction. So it will be, let me see on the 4-hour chart, is there any significant support? So yes, I think price is going to, which let me go out the way. Okay, 528.54, and then price is going to rebound over here, the miss, and then after that it will break up strongly because this is a very strong pennant. Okay. Pennant on the upside. All right, and then price is going to break on the upside as well. All right, thank you. So Ray, thank you very much for your question. Catalina's Google, Microsoft. So Google has done. So I do ATVI and then Microsoft after that. All right. Blizzard, my Diablo 3. Corrective action. Definitely, it's like a flat pattern. Definitely on the overall in the long term, it's on the upside. If you look at the weekly chart, will be a very strong like cup and handle. This is like a very classic cup and handle. This is ending diagonal. So we are looking at the upside. Once it, I think price is going to hit $88 in the short term. Okay, so but whether there's a correction or not tonight, or tonight, it really depends. And then, however, I would like to highlight this support zone over here. It's between $72 to $73. So in the midterm, price may correct itself and rebound. Otherwise, I think price is going to, if price is going to break $80, then I think $88 will be the next target in the near short term. Should $80 be broken? All right, that's for Blizzard, and then move on to Microsoft. So Microsoft very strong upside, stronger than Apple actually. So this Microsoft. What I've done, okay, I use because I use the black screen for all because this one is a pre-plan and then I want to save time. So first, it's going to break the resistance zone over here, and then after that, price is going to test on the upside. So I'm betting that 217.54 is going to be broken, and then after that, price is going to test the weak upper zone. And then after that, short correction. Then after that, resume of the upside above $230. All right, that's for Microsoft. So my update of Microsoft. Let me let's it's over here. So Microsoft, yes, this is the one, and then this is the one that I highlighted earlier on. Okay, so Microsoft definitely on the upside. Okay, thank you. So someone asks, should I sell crowd? Do they do the uncertainty forecast? This one very quick. Okay, let's look at the technical and then talk. I ask you know whether he has any view on that one. So yep, CrowdStrike, yes, it's like a very corrective phase over here, but sell down is not very strong. And then if you look at it, there's a pennant, not very exactly shaky like pennant, but I think CrowdStrike is going to, even if it falls below and then find support over here, 133 or 130, think it will still be a full-fledged pennant. Overall, CrowdStrike is over on a strong uptrend as well. Okay, and then let's move on to DOCU. I think CrowdStrike, not much changes. This one is definitely very positive, and then we're looking at most short-term correction to here at 130 rebound, or if you break and then you'll come all the way to this support zone at 118.38 region, and then rebound thereafter. That's the worst case scenario that I can imagine. All right, so DOCU. So DOCU, head and shoulder, but remember, head and shoulder is like how do I say that? Okay, so remember head and shoulder about Fastly. Fastly also break new high and then break the head, and then it goes on. However, DOCU, I don't know how to pronounce this one. I have very bad pronunciation, so don't please pardon me regarding that. All right, so I mentioned head and shoulder, but are we going to see a strong sell down? It really depends on what's the market demand actually. All right, so if you my view is if you buy at a correct price, I think you can hold on. But if you are afraid and you want to realize profit, you can do so. All right. So it really depends on what's your risk appetite, and then it's not about what's the forecast and then etc. etc. It really depends on whether are you willing to hold on for the longer upside. Because if you look at the overall trend, it's a very strong impulse upside and then a positive upside downside as well. So Chimong, do you have anything for CrowdStrike or DOCU? Yeah.
For CrowdStrike and DOC, probably I can because I didn't have research in depth into this counter. Okay, but ultimately my personal take on the macro scale is that if you want to exit because of uncertainty, right, then probably ultimately you have to follow the trend, because I mean even with all the fiscal stimulus getting delayed, right, the market is still in a way ignoring the negative news and still trying to trend up, because ultimately they are projecting that there will be a stimulus. It's just a matter of when. So it could be of course, I mean my personal take is that if you have a position, it could be too early for you to exit. Okay, but considering that if you want to add more, then I mean looking at all the fund flow statistics, probably you may want to think twice, because I mean if you want to go in, you will want to go in with the big players in a sense, right? So that's my take.
Okay, Jun, thank you very much for your kind sharing. So, sorry, back to the black screen because Amazon says one. So Amazon, we have a head and shoulder pattern, and then potential one. So, but if this 3304 0.63 is broken, which highly chance is be broken, then we will see on the temporary upside to break new high at 3551 for 1 month. So let's see tonight. If it's a breakaway gap, even is better. So breakaway gap happens like let me find win result. Okay, win result wait. So this is an absorption gap definitely. Okay, breakaway gap normally happens. Let me see. Let me find one, a good one. Okay, so yes, this is the one. So this breakaway gap, okay, win result. It break out of the, let me change the line to white one. Okay, it break out of the falling wedge or flat, and then have a strong upside, and then therefore it continue after thereafter. So this is a strong one breakaway gap. All right, so win result I will touch on later. I think I find something interesting. So yep. So Amazon, So where's my Amazon? Okay, Amazon. Yeah, here is it. And then therefore there is a strong upside on that. So if the break we get, that'll be good. All right. So the next one is let's Shirley asks. Okay, so Moderna or mRNA. So Moderna is slightly weakening. Is testing this resistance level at 73 to 76.24. Right now, and then there's like a wedge-like pattern, a rising wedge-like pattern. So Moderna, I really have no clue what's going on, what will be going on. So I need further outside to actually see from that. All right. So that's for Moderna. Thank you. Okay, Zoom. Okay, Zoom is okay. Zoom. Okay, Zoom previously, right, I thought I have a strong correction that it will go all the way down. Okay. So Zoom, so what's my so Zoom early on I shorted because there's a prospect that it will go up, but since it's correction over here, I think back to here, it will be a very strong on the daily chart. It's a strong pattern. So anything I think upside as long as price is going to stay above 478.85 support level. I think price is going to go straight up on the upside. Zoom has a tendency to go on the long side based on technical. So impulse correction, small correction, which is a pattern, and then impulse after that. All right. Elliott wave is not foolproof. It's not infallible. It's fallible. So wave count can be wrong. Wave count can be invalidated. So what's good about wave count is because it can be invalidated, then therefore we will be on the upside as well. Okay. Okay, thank you very much for Zoom. Okay, so next one will be Jeff. Okay, yeah, thank you. AMD win result and Disney. So I've been wanting to do win result. So ultimately today there is a chance. Like last week, okay, so win result, I've been looking at it. Remember that I told you about the larger head and shoulder, and then over here there's a head and shoulder. So this head and shoulder is like kind of like a weakening one. So prices has not, price will not be going on to complete this head and shoulder because it's on the downtrend. Now it's on the ranging. So if we look at the wave count, all right, will be 0 W. This one will be maybe X, and then Y will be here. Okay, so why do I say so? So X may be here if this level is broken. 666 for A4 is broken, then X will be between 52 to 58.19. Okay, so why I say so? Because first of all, price has already broken out of the so-called right shoulder. It's like a corrective pattern, a corrective channel, broke down and then pull back corrective channel, strong sell down, and then price is going to be testing here. So why do I say it's a double corrective zigzag? Because it's 0, A, B, C, and then W, X, the three wave down, and then we'll finally reach out to ABC. So do look out for $52 to $58 for the rebound. Otherwise, I think if price is going to break 78.53 over here, then X definitely will be over here as well. Okay, so that's for win result. So win result, I discovered this like I think few webinars ago, but I really don't have a chance to share it because nobody asked, and then it's not on the upvote. So finally today I think it's on the upvote list as well. All right, so currently, so I'm going to switch between white because I prepared it earlier on. So yeah, apologies guys and ladies and gentlemen. So sorry, there are ladies over here. So for AMD, head and shoulder, price is going to definitely correct itself. If you have read my report, I think on August, I think I issued a buy call on AMD. AMD has reached my resistance zone already. Yep, and then yes, definitely we are looking on the downside. Near correction. So head and shoulder. One thing is oh look, there's a head and shoulder, but it's a potential pattern because in order to confirm it, 73.67 is going to be broken. Then you can confirm the head and shoulder for AMD. All right, then last one, I think Disney. Then I'm going to Disney. Yes, Disney still corrective. So Disney, I'm very neutral. So Disney need to pass above 126.58 to confirm on the short-term upside. Even if it cross above up, then you need to break this resistance support term resistance zone, which is 131.134.79. Then prices will go on upside. Same thing. I think this will be a very strong double zigzag. So I think price will end up in the midterm $150. Okay. All right. So that's for Disney. Zoom. Okay. So thank you, Jeff, for answer. So win result. We look at it. All right. Okay, so next one is okay, someone else. BAC, C Group, or Morgan Stanley will buying now. Okay, let's see. All right, banks also I've been touching. So Bank of America. So Bank of America, trick question, tricky, very tricky. So Bank of America has hit my buy zone for the second time. First time is over here upside, and then making out the corrective downside. So instead of like what do you call it, a triangle, I think a triangle has been broken. We'll be going to a flat. So if price is going to break up higher, then it will be double zigzag. If not, but if price is going to end up here, I think it will be a expanded flat or corrective flat in the longer run. So right now, okay, prices do have some exhibit some sort of although it closed above this resistance support resistance at $24.90. Price is exhibiting some sort of like slowdown momentum. Price is going to definitely go on the upside. Okay, but how long? It really depends. All right. So and then just now what I mentioned about the WXY6 ABC. So zero. Okay, so sorry. So loss safe time, I will do WXW. So this one is the three-way that is being done X, and then if this price is holding well, then we are looking midterm some ABC correction, three sub-wave ABC correction, and then we will look at wave Y above on upside. So more data will be needed. All right. So that's all for now for Bank of America. Let's look at Citigroup. Citigroup, I think will be more or less the same movement. Yep, so same movement, price on the upside, but for Citigroup, price is more on the correction upside. Okay, so first there's like a corrective movement. All right, so price may actually have a display some sort of weakness and then fall further downside to $36. So another thing is price has really broken out the channel, extended channel or expanded wedge. Then I think if price fails to break above 46.59 or $47, then price definitely will begin to hit lower. All right, that's for Citigroup. And then let's look at Morgan Stanley. All right, what is the difference between Citigroup and BAC? I think Citigroup display slightly more weakness than Morgan Stanley. All right, so let's look at Morgan Stanley MS. So Morgan Stanley, yes, there's a strong corrective pattern. Okay, so yeah, and then price is good, actually trying to correct itself. So Morgan Stanley is definitely is a very strong upside. So the the Y wave and the double zigzag actually has completed with or can see that why I say that because this ending diagonal for A B and then the C wave is over here, and then there's a new correction downside, and then we're looking at accumulation zone. We're looking at $36 to $41 in the long run. All right. Okay. So that's for Morgan Stanley. Excuse me. Morgan Stanley. Okay. Okay. So let me plot out 0 W X and then Y ending diagonal. Let me so let me change the text to black. Okay. So this is a flat rising wedge. So will be a new one. So long-term accumulation zone definitely will be 36 to 41. All right, thank you. So Brian so Facebook, Amazon, GME, okay, so yeah, I already mentioned that I'll pick the three. So Amazon I've answered, NIO I haven't answered, so Moderna I've answered, so ATVI also I think I answered, and then I'll pick the best out of it. Okay, so I'll take Facebook, NIO, and then GME. All right, thank you. So Facebook, another head and shoulder. There's too much head and shoulder on the time stocks, except Netflix. Okay. Okay, so price is going to, I don't know, very neutral. Um, price price need to display some sort of like a break above 268.53. Then we can confirm on upside. Otherwise, I'll keep it as status quo for Facebook. All right, Facebook I'm quite neutral for now. Not much. I'm not confident in analyzing Facebook for now and getting a direction. So, but what I can confirm there is you need to break 268 to confirm on the outside, and then if it is going to break, and then next target will be at 298. All right. Another thing is as long as it stays above the support 249 region, then I think you'll be fine. Okay, so there's a high chance of it breaking on the outside. But otherwise, no, I'm not going to happen on that. All right. So yeah, that's for Facebook. And then NIO very interesting. Well, NIO I recently make an analysis and then it broke up. And NIO like Zoom, I think is going to I think it's hovering around. So I'm going to think that let's look at the 4 hour. So I thought that it's going to make a downside, but let's look further. All right. First, as long as price is staying above $21 as support, we will be looking at that. So otherwise, if this one is the expected flat, which I have that mentioned, so there's a two set of supply that I'm looking at. So one is over here. So if this if price is going to fall further, then I'm going to look at that to buy. But otherwise, NIO if this fall based on 4 hour chart, I think price is going to make some slight downfall and then a rebound. That's possible as well. So it's like there's a consolidation going on over here at the upper end. So it might hit for the upside as well. So otherwise, I'm placing a buy limit at $19.13. For more information, you can look up for my profile page and then look out for the NIO. Somebody from overseas will make an interesting comment on my page as well. So you can look at that, and then you have a different perspective as well. All right. So last one is GME. So GameStop, yeah, GameStop make a new high and then come down again. So this is last Thursday and then last Friday. Yeah. And then prices expect some buying over here at $11 support region, $11.16. And then after that, it'll be $9.50 if price is going to correct further. All right, GameStop definitely will be very strong, strong corporation to look out for. All right. Okay, thank you. Sean and Mary. And then because I think right now we're going to approach 2:30, I'll spend some more time to answer more questions. All right. So I try my best. All right. Okay. Shopify. Okay, so Shopify, yes, Shopify. We have completed expanded triangle. If you look at it closely. So maybe A, B, C, D. So definitely there will be upside crossing 11,500. So if you ask where is it going to be, so it will be around 127, between 1179 to 1228 or 10 in the midterm. All right, there will be upside and correction down to the downside. And then long-term wise accumulation, I'll look at for Shopee, 785 to 816. That's for the long term. All right. In case of a sell down, I will just look for it to correct, to rebound, and then to correction. All right. So this is actually you look at it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We completed already the fifth wave, then the start fifth wave or the start 5 wave as well. So this wave, the second wave count that we are looking for itself. All right, so price definitely going to hit on the upside as well. Okay, that's for Shopee. And then Maddie. Okay, this one, same thing. Okay, let me see the trend upside. It's definitely on the upside. Although immediate trend is we are ranging, but let's see that price need to break above 1226 to have its first confirmation to break up onto the upside of 1,300. Okay, so if price is going to have a very strong rejection over here, let me pull out, then definitely we are looking for let me see ABC. So A, B, and then C. Okay. So ABC, and if there's a prospect of a corrective expanded flat, will be 1349480. That will be B, and then correct sell. So once price break this resistance zone, do look out for 1349480 as well. Okay. So PTON, DDOG, and SE. So SE I've answered. I'll do on PTON. Very strong upside, definitely going to go upside, further upside as well. Price, if you are caught here, I think on the last webinar I shared in September, I think we are looking for very strong profit right now, but we are looking for very strong, definitely very strong upside. Correction wise, I'm not very sure, so I need more data. So I can tell you that this is the $100 will be the next support zone. Price will actually revisit that to rebound in the mid to long term. Okay. Then DDOG, SE I've answered. So yeah, data dot strong upside as well, as long as price stay above this. This is I think this I mentioned to you that this one is like a flat pattern, or yeah, it's on the upside as already. Okay, so definitely we are looking at a strong upside. Okay. Okay, so DDOG, so SE, thank you, Janice. Okay, so okay, Zoom, Amazon, data I've answered, thank you. Okay, Gel asks TWILIO. So I think I don't. Okay, is it this? Okay. Okay, strong. Oh, it seems that all these stocks have a very strong upside. Okay, broken out of the expanded wedge. Strong upside, definitely. Anyway, if price is going to have a correction, I think this one will be well supported at 287.40. Okay, this is a very okay. Let me say something. This is a very classic strong example of a breakaway gap. So price after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 after 1 week is not being filled back. So I think price is going to head up further on the upside or quite low. Yeah, okay. So let me search. I think I did this. Okay, research called. Okay. Okay, so let me search called upside. Then price as let's this the third wave. Let's see if it's close above 50. Okay, so I think price is going to in the midterm, price is going to break the resistance zone because 1, 2, 3. This is fourth wave, and then there'll be a correction upside. If price is unluckily got resisted at 380.15, then we're looking at a expanded flat or something that we should call or regular flat. Then means further correction down, and then we found it. But I think highly unlikely that will happen this way. Okay, for land research. SC still a buy at current level. Okay, let's revisit SC. Okay, so SC of course definitely is still a buy. All right. Okay. All right. Yes, Spotify. Yes. Okay. Let's back to my chart. Okay, so Spotify has been on a very strong corrective downside. Okay, so yes, this is my one. So okay, so this like a flat pattern. So we looking at okay, definitely it will be a very strong upside, but right now we are facing a tough correction. So what I would suggest is price is going to if price do break out of the flat pattern over here, then I'll look at 127 region and then or 211.30 region or 199.28 region to actually to look to accumulate back. Okay. Otherwise, I think Spotify. If you buy at a very low price, you want to aim for dividends. You are aim for anything. Just go ahead. But if you are using speculative, I think you can let go at a profit. That if you have, I guess you have a profit. I think. Chen. All right. So Spotify, this is all I can give you. All right. If you want to accumulate, you can accumulate at this level. All right. Okay, so with that, I think I am okay. I will cover a few more and then after that I'll end the session. All right, someone asked why I do not have the list of stocks today. So because I changed a new computer. All right, I got a new better desktop. I think for my work from home and then for my trading purposes, quote unquote. Better powerful machine, running some algo tests on my own. I need a better computer. So Bloomberg is not thinking well on my new computer, so I need to check with Bloomberg as well. Okay. So yeah. So let's look at Boeing. Yeah, I'm not going to use this Boeing. Boeing is very strong. I think Boeing. Okay. The last question of the day. I think Boeing. Okay, and then Boeing. Okay, although it's inverted head and shoulder, but I'm still on the downside as well. All right. Okay, so Boeing, I'm looking to accumulate at which level? I guess it's now $150. Okay, so Boeing is also ABCW. It's like STI. I mentioned if you read my report on straight line index. So I think X is going to be here and then before upside as well. So the WXY, so the 0 W. And then if price is going to break lower, then X will be here and then will be followed by Y. So previously I mentioned that this one is my selling zone. So here it will still be my key selling zone still. Alright. Okay, so that's all for my Boeing and then do Nike. All right, so Ben asked Nike and then because BIS, I think or Disney I mentioned already. So Nike like Lululemon, and then I'll do Lululemon as well. So Nike has on upside, continue accumulate strong invalidation of the head and shoulder, break the weight gap, and then on the uptick on the upside. Lululemon. Lulumon, okay. Lulumon, okay. Sorry, Lulumon. This is a very strong way gap as well. So Lulumon is if price is going to close above the gap, and then target will be 360. All right, but do take note that Lulumon is still within a range situation. Okay. All right. So I've ended my presentation. So let me pull up my chat. So let me what? Okay. Okay, so I think okay, so let me get the survey form for you guys. So thank you. Let me post up the survey form. Okay, so the reason I closed off the chat early on, all right, is because let me go back. So the reason why I closed off the chat earlier on is because I do not want like because I don't want some sort of distraction to the Q&A. So I just want to focus all your questions on the Q&A, so it be fair to most of you guys. So, but apologize if this this is like like to I mean, if it's not fair to you, I apologize. But I think I managed to answer some of Q&A. So let me know. Okay, so let me know if you want me to do a video Q&A or you want me to do a email reply on Stocks BNB or Stocks BNB community page. Let me know. Okay. Okay, so let me know if okay. So type in the chat. Let me know if you want me to do a video Q&A to a reply, or you want me to do. I mean, I'm constantly I mean, finding new ways to answer Q&A as well. Be it whether offline or online. So let me know. All right. So I'm looking at the Q&A now before I go back. Yes. There's this French gentleman that asked. I'm sorry, because I know that your name is French, but I can't pronounce French that well. So Mr. William, I think it's called William if you convert to France. Okay, so can you use Ichimoku like you used to do? Can, sure, no problem. I'll do it. Just drop me an email. My email will be I'll type that out on the chat. So okay, so do take note that the Facebook Live is down. Okay, and then the next thing is for this I need to close my WhatsApp. The next thing is for the next 2 weeks there won't be any webinar. So please don't be alarmed that if I don't appear on at 1 p.m. Okay, but if you do have any question, I try to ask. I'll try to do a question Q&A. And then if I have the time. All right, I don't know how my reservist is going to be like, whether I'm going to go on board ship or so. Yeah, so the next 2 weeks I'll be around, and then I'll see you back on 2nd November. And then another thing, let me know if you want me to do a video Q&A or just a Q&A or via email. All right, thank you. So this webinar available? Yes, it is available. And then yeah. Can't get a forum profile page. I think stocksbnb.com. Okay, so this is the community page. This is a forum, so-called forum that we have. Okay. Okay, so this will be that, and then thank you very much for your time, and then let me know, drop me an email if you have anything. Okay, and then I see you guys next week. All right, thank you.